Hello all, it's Kaluchi, back with a new video, and today's video will be about positioning. When you're an AD carry and you're kiting like a boss and dealing out tons of damage, and suddenly you are dead and lose the team fight, and you're just like, where did it go wrong? Why did we lose that? There's a big chance it was your positioning. Don't get me wrong though, if we have 4 bonobos in your team, that's a different story, but we're all about that self-reflection. It can be tricky for an AD carry to position well, because usually they say stand behind your team and deal damage, and there you are in the backline, waiting for an opponent to come nearby, and the moment you step forward you get blown up by the enemy team, and all of your team is flaming you again. Typical, right? So to counter that and give you guys an idea of what preferable is the best way of positioning, I made this video. So I will split this video up in 2 parts, the laning phase and the team fighting phase. Timestamps are like always in the description below, so feel free to go there to skip to the parts you want to see. So let's go ahead and start with the first topic, the laning phase. It's of utmost importance to know your matchup. The pros, the cons, the do's and don'ts. You can do this in a loading screen already, before the game starts. If they have a lot of AoE damage in the bottom lane, you should position in such a manner that you and your support are not standing right next to each other, so that if they want to poke, they have to choose either one of you. If for example the enemy has an AD carry like Vayne, you want to stay close to your support, so that whenever Vayne comes in, you can deal damage against her with both you and your support, because Vayne has no AoE damage at all. In that case, it's better to stand close to each other. If the enemy has a support like a Brand, then it's good to split up, so Brand can't hit you both with his E and W. So in this matchup, I'm against Vayne and Blitzcrank, and I am Ezreal with the support Thresh. What's important in this laning phase is that we have to respect each other. Vayne has to respect Thresh of the hook, and I have to respect Blitzcrank of the hook. Because as soon as Blitzcrank grabs me or Thresh and you get your combo off, it's basically over and you're zoned until you go back. That aside, if either Blitzcrank or Thresh misses its hook, a lot of pressure is gone from them, so you can start poking the enemy. If Blitzcrank doesn't have his hook, he's not dangerous at all, so you can just poke him down. Because what happens when Blitzcrank misses his hook is he will probably stand behind Vayne, making you hit Vayne for free. Or he will stand there and you can hit him, so it's a pretty win-win situation for you. Be sure to keep that in mind as well. Try to bait out his hook, but don't get hooked, if that makes sense. And as you can see, that's exactly what I'm doing here. And Thresh also gets a few good hooks because Vayne doesn't respect us enough. So we show dominance, show some alpha. She lost the lane because of that. She was zoned almost all of the time. And because she was zoned, she lost a lot of CS, a lot of gold, a lot of experience, making her pretty much useless. So in this clip I am Jhin and my support is Tahm and we're against Ezreal and Braum, what's usually a very strong combination. And because Tahm is a very tanky support, he can play more aggressive than me, so he's up front. Also because I don't have any mobility. You can see that when the fight breaks out, he takes all of the damage and I'm just sitting a little bit back until they have used almost everything. Then I come back in the fight and start to deal as much damage as I can. Since Ezreal is a skill shot based champion and Braum's Q is also a skill shot, you want to stay behind your minions so they can't reach you. And after they've used their skills, they don't have a lot of damage, so you can go poke them afterwards. I almost get a kill off Braum, but unfortunately Ezreal heals him and he survives. Moving up to part 2 of the video, we will talk about positioning in teamfights. It's true that you should stay in the backline, but don't take that too seriously. What they actually mean with that is, stay back as far as you can while dealing damage and without any danger to get one shot. Some AD carries are just more mobile than others, and for that reason they can play a little more dangerously. Others however, like Jinx, Ashe, Kog'Maw, Draven and Jhin, who don't have any escape, should automatically stay more behind in case they collapse on you. Watch the map at all times as well. If you don't count 5 enemies, you can get flanked. Therefore try to always have at least one skill up that has mobility. Example, Flash. So the following clip is a very good example of how to position and how not to position. So in the very first second, I misposition and I almost get blown up immediately. I barely escape with 1 bar HP, and I immediately learn that I have to respect the enemies here, and I reposition as well. So as you can see later on, I'm standing a little bit more back on one line as my team, and I only poke as I should have done from the beginning. And as you can see, that will lead to very good results. It's a very long team fight. As you can see, 1 minute 30 seconds or something, but it's worth it. I watch my positioning at all times. I'm just standing back, throwing Qs and hitting the opponent that's closest to me. I'm not chasing anybody down. Because I'm poking Victor all of the time, he dies. And this is a very big example of why positioning is so good, because I was standing so far away from him, he didn't think of me as any danger. Then Amumu initiates because he's getting impatient, dying almost right after that. After that we can engage on Lucian for free because nobody is there to protect him. As we go down on him, Darius comes back from spawn, and I immediately change my focus from Lucian to Darius, because if I were to keep chasing Lucian, I would go behind the enemy lines and they would probably all turn on me, making me a dead man. So in this team fight I arrive a little bit late. It doesn't really matter because nothing spectacular has happened yet, and as you can see, Vayne is a little bit on the top side, so I can't go beyond my tower range. I have to stick to my tower, and I just attack the closest target to me, and that's Leona. After I kill her, Talon immediately jumps on me. I kite back so he can disengage, and I just follow up with some more poke. Then I realized that Talon probably would go in for a kill on Irelia, so I stick around by her, and indeed he goes on her, but she gets back safely in time and I get to kill him. So here's a clip on when I misposition badly. As you can see, Swain immediately goes on to me, and after that Leona follows up with the flash ultimate. If I didn't have my flash up right there, I would have been dead, pretty sure of that. But fortunately for me, I do have my flash, so I flash out of her ult and then kite back, and they have to pay the price for it. After we're fighting, you can see that I switch focus from Swain to Leona, because Swain is getting out of my reach and Leona is still very close to me. That's why I like champions like Ezreal, because even if you do make a mistake like this, even when you miss position as Ezreal, thanks to his mobility and thanks to his kit, you can fall back on that. You don't have to die immediately like most of the other AD carries. Gives you like a little window of opportunity after a mistake. In the following clip, I want to point out that I do make mistakes, 2 major mistakes that probably cost my life here. Both of them are flash mistakes, the Summoner Flash and my E Arcane Shift. There are also good parts in here. For the beginning, my positioning, because I position in such a manner that Talon can't reach me immediately. And I had it all planned out, but it didn't turn out like I wanted to. Yeah, just watch the clip roll, okay? So as the fight breaks out, I stand away from my team because I'm not sure what Blitzcrank's gonna do, and I lose vision of him for a second. Also, there's Talon to keep in mind and Leona. So I'm just waiting for them to use their abilities before I go in. And Talon does turn on me. And here you can see my first flash mistake against the wall. And my second flash mistake against the wall as well. If I just flashed a little bit higher 2 times, then I should have survived this. But yeah, unfortunately I did not. But my team picked it up after me, so that's good. Right here I am flanking the enemy team. While it's good to flank the enemy team, you must know as well that when you flank, you're probably alone and they can all turn on you because you're the AD carry and you're probably their first priority. The beginning goes good, I kill Lucian, but then I get a little bit cocky and try to go in for the Victor kill. And I basically E in to him and die immediately after that. This is an example of how to never do it, just be patient. Summing everything up, basically what's the most important thing as an AD carry for positioning is staying alive as long as possible. And then your second priority is to deal as much damage as possible. Don't think that you must go in and must fight and deal damage, and because you'll probably die if you do that. Just think it like this. The The longer I stay alive, the longer I can deal damage, and probably the more damage you will deal. Thank you guys for watching another video of mine. Be sure to stay subscribed if you want to see more guides for AD Carry, and later on I will do other guides as well. Also in the description below you can vote for the next guide, so if you want to have some impact on the videos, be sure to go there as well. Or just put your IDs in the comment section below. I do read all of the comments placed, and I try to respond to them as fast as possible as well. Have a nice day, and until next time.